Here is a merchant vessel undertaking a transoceanic voyage across the expansive seas, commanded by its captain and crew, who aspire to reunite with their families upon safely reaching their destination. Suddenly, it is attacked without warning. Lives are lost, and questions just rush in. Was this attack legal? Where do neutral waters end and combat zones begin? These are not just intellectual puzzles, they are real situations unfolding right now in West Asia, shaking international relations and stirring deep debates about the rules that govern war at sea. Today, let us take a deep dive and understand this law of armed conflict. Law of armed conflict or international humanitarian law is a topic that has recently risen to global prominence thanks to the incidents like sinking of the Iranian warship Iris Dana near Sri Lanka, attacks in Red Sea, naval blockades around Gaza, and tensions in the Black Sea. These incidents raise a lot of questions like how civilians and the civilian population are protected in war, and also how is the tension between military necessity and humanitarian aims resolved, and what is lawful conduct in war? These questions are not just theoretical, but they strike at the heart of international accountability, human dignity, and future of warfare itself. So, what are the challenges of maritime warfare and how does law of actual combat addresses these challenges? The oceans have always been crucial for trade, security, and geopolitics. But when conflict erupts, they become contested spaces where law and chaos vie for control. The law of armed conflict seeks to set boundaries here, aiming to protect those not fighting. It is a set of rules and principles regulating how an armed conflict can be conducted lawfully. Historically, it was Henry Durant who campaigned to adopt regulations to limit the suffering of the wounded. The efforts culminated in the establishment of the International Committee of Red Cross in 1863. This was followed by the Hague Conventions of 1907, which introduced provisions for protection of wounded in armed conflicts. These principles were further strengthened by the Geneva Conventions of 1949, which emphasized impartial treatment of the wounded regardless of nationality. Experts have also created the 1994 San Remo Manual to adopt these laws to modern realities. Still, tensions persist. So, what do you think will be the outcome of the situation when law of peace and war collide? During war, the law of armed conflict takes precedence as lex specialis, but UN Convention on Laws of Seas does not simply vanish, it remains in the background, influencing how hostilities can be conducted without trampling on neutral nations' rights. This balance is extremely delicate. For example, the San Remo Manual insists that warring nations must show due regard for rights of neutral states in their exclusive economic zones. Meanwhile, new interpretations like the US led Newport Manual argue that such protections ease when war breaks out, freeing combatants to operate more freely. The law of armed conflict rests on two major foundational pillars like distinction and proportionality. Distinction: we must carefully distinguish between legitimate military targets like enemy warships and neutral or civilian objects such as merchant vessels. Second, proportionality. Even when attacking a valid target, the harm inflicted should not be excessive compared to the concrete and direct military advantage expected. Under these principles, merchant ships usually enjoy immunity unless they are carrying harmful supplies, breaking blockades, or directly supporting hostilities. But why does this matter so much to all of us? At its core, the law of armed conflict is about preserving humanity in the midst of war. That is why it is also known as international humanitarian law. It seeks to protect civilians and neutral nations, ensuring that even in conflict, there is order, justice, and restraint. From the shores of Gaza to the waters of Sri Lanka, from the Red Sea's straits to the Black Sea's uneasy currents, these laws try to draw the lines between combatants and non combatants, between lawful and unlawful actions, between war and destruction. Understanding these rules help us grasp the real stakes behind headlines, the human lives intertwined in geopolitical games, and the ongoing struggle to keep war within the bounds of law and conscience. So, next time, when you hear about naval clashes or blockades, remember that beneath the surface of these events lies a complex reality, which continuously is striving to hold the tides of conflict to standards of humanity and fairness. A difficult, often imperfect balance, but one worth fighting for.